We're ready?
Right.
Okay. To order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Knowles,
Here.
Mr. Rivera.
Here.
Mr. Ruth absent. Mr. Drop.
Here.
Mr. Trainer.
Here.
Ms. Mara.
Here.
Mr. Gazarovski.
Here.
Notice of this meeting was provided to the Bernardsville News and Courier News, filed with the municipal clerk and posted on the municipal bulletin board on December 4th, 2025. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States. To the republic for which it stands, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Okay. Welcome to the May 26, 2026 meeting of the Bernardsville Borough Council. Members of the public will be allowed to speak during the open sessions and during formal public hearings on the agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker, which will be monitored and enforced by the borough clerk. Failure of the governing body to provide a live broadcast of this meeting or technological problems encountered during the course of the meeting that affect remote viewing and or participation will not invalidate this meeting or any action taken, including but not limited to the adoption of any ordinance, resolution, or motion. He's here. I see him. Okay, Reese is here. So our first presentation, we have a proclamation in recognition of our newest Eagle Scout, Reese Donahue. So I will read that. Whereas the rank of Eagle Scout is the highest honor attainable in the Boy Scouts of America and is earned by only a small percentage of Scouts through years of dedication, leadership, service, and commitment to the ideals of Scouting. And whereas Eagle Scouts serve as leaders and role models within their schools, organizations, and communities, demonstrating integrity, responsibility, perseverance, and a strong commitment to helping others. And whereas Reese Donahue of Bernardsville, New Jersey, has distinguished himself through his hard work, character, and service to the community in earning the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas as part of his Eagle Scout service project, Reese designed and built trail stands for the Environmental Center, creating a lasting improvement that will benefit residents and visitors for years to come, while enhancing appreciation for borough's natural resources. And whereas Reese was recognized for his accomplishments during his Eagle Scout Court of Honor held on May 9th, 2026, celebrating not only this significant achievement, but also his dedication to leadership and community service. And whereas the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Bernardsville wish to recognize and commend Reese Donahue for his outstanding achievement and for the positive example he sets for the youth of our community. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Bernardsville do hereby congratulate and honor Reese Donahue upon attaining the rank of Eagle Scout and extend their sincere appreciation for his service, leadership, and commitment to the community. The borough proudly recognizes this remarkable accomplishment and wishes him continued success in all his future endeavors. Out from the state of New Jersey, and from Assemblyman Andrew McCurdy, that with a nice letter with his congratulations, and also this was put into the record of our state senate. So assembly. Yeah, so come on up.
Congratulations, Reese.
Come take a hand. Actually, one will reach over. Can we do that?
Great job. Great. Good job.
Congratulations. These are for you.
Thank you.
Right.
Reese. Take a picture.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Come on, crowd in. Squish, squish.
You got this all. Thank you.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Proud mom and dad.
John.
Take a cookie.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. You.
Thank you.
You got it.
All right, we have minutes to approve for April 20th, 27th, and May 11th. Do I have a motion? Or any additions, questions?
I will move the minutes for the 3 days.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We now have our first open session, so if anyone from either Zoom or in the public would like to speak, just come and stand on the silver X.
Everybody.
And
Want to share that we have set up an amazing summer for community benefit for life. That our summer reading kickoff is on June 13th on a Saturday, to make it more available to all families who, parents might have jobs and don't. So we will have a party on June 13th. We'll have volunteers there to help people register online. Fun activities, we'll have festivals, and then we have fun events also. So please come join us, and if you have any questions about that, just reach out to me. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. There's a lot going on here in June.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't get the pictures on, or maybe I just have the wrong copy, I'm sorry, it doesn't have the key touching.
It's okay. It's okay. All right.
It's a dime.
A
Yeah.
dinosaur. Oh. So
Noted, I mean. You had him at dinosaur.
Anyone else from the public wish to speak? Just give us your name and address.
Sure, I'm the present. I'm new here, so we moved in 3 months ago.
Oh,
Yeah. Before we closed, was able to find the project and was very excited. I was getting firms, it's so exciting. And looked at the specs and said, we're getting a W1. This was back in February, and I said, there's no shot we're getting a W1. It's a one-way. This doesn't make sense. He said, no, based on the specs and the supply list, we're getting a double yellow line. I said, you're crazy. Saturday, we go down the shore and I look at our camera and I say, we have a double yellow. Be impressive. So we pull on, we see the one way, okay, the traffic pattern hasn't changed, but we have a double yellow. So everyone is very confused, I think, of what is going on. The traffic pattern, although I think there are more signs, I think has gotten more confusing for everyone. With little kids, it's a little worrisome sometimes, you know, I moved to the neighborhood to avoid the double yellow, and it seemed to find
it's a
me.
great name.
So I do love it, yeah, it's walkable, you know.
You haven't been here for Halloween yet, have you?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pressure, I feel.
Pressure.
New people who don't prepare for Halloween, but, we fought hard to get into the neighborhood, and so I'm just.
And we have an answer, kind of.
Well,
Okay.
so the good news is that getting the permit is fantastic.
Yeah.
But, the mistake of engineering plan is they line WL not in there to begin with. I know that some of the engineering firm is on the call as well. So the, we found out about it, they started stripping after the inspector left on Friday after DPW left. And then we found out about it either late Friday, well, sorry, I think John.
Yeah, it actually was John.
And then the police chief, so we were immediately in contact with their engineer. We had to, you know, figure out what's going on and, again, it never should have been in the plan to begin with. There will be ultimately striping from Liberty to South. It's a small portion, because that is to let people know we're coming off of one way, now it's two way.
Yeah.
And then there will be about 100 feet of striping on the southern end from Mount Airy as you come into Dayton.
Oh.
That's, I guess, also, well, you know, that it's two-way traffic there. But all the rest of it should be on. If we're gonna question the one way, should be on.
Okay.
The signage will be fixed, but because those plans were submitted and approved by the DOT has to approve getting rid of the strip. So they've asked, the engineer has asked DOT, I don't think they've heard from them yet. I'd be surprised if they did. I asked earlier today, hopefully Shelley was on there with an answer, I asked earlier today if we could do something short term. Like there is DOT approved paved to put over at least in the one way.
Yeah.
And to definitely take down that sign, which is because as you're going, shouldn't have done it, but as you're going down Dave Crescent and come to the one way, it says one way ahead, which is true, it's one way ahead, but you don't, I don't know, it's misleading, or it's a do not. It's a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
So Shelley has given us an update and like signage that's it's gonna be changed, but. In the meantime,
Engineer.
she works for the engineer, so, we. Asked them to do that and just until DOT approves and they figure out the best way. There's several ways to remove. The striping. The easiest way is to paint over, Kevin, and I don't think that's the best way to do it.
And it chips, yeah.
You can use a. Like super fun power lifter, and there is you mill down the middle of the road and pay it. The engineers that use them and work all that out and the other things that just happened, so he has an entry in. But so in the meantime, we send out the smart 911 to everybody in the neighborhood to let them know aware of it and are working it. I asked, the police about it, obviously, and so. I know that if somebody's parking in front of their house, in order to pass them, because the road is narrow at points, you have to point the double yellow line.
Which is
The
good.
police are not giving it. They recognize what the problem is. We also asked them, which it should probably be there now, but the electronic signboard. At the corner of Liberty and Dayton, where the one starts, to say this one. Because people don't read signs a lot and they see the double stripe and that's the danger is that they're gonna be going into one way. So signboard should be there or as long as it takes to get some fix. So, and I don't know, Shelley, if you have anything to add, if you got any DOT.
Okay, hello, everybody. Okay, I have not heard from DOT yet. What Nancy said for the striping is what we are requesting DOT to approve. We have talked to the striper. Temporarily, you could use black paint to cover it up. The problem is DOT needs to perform a final inspection. With that final inspection, they're going to inspect it according to the plans. This is why we don't want to take any action on the striping in case they have another party, a third party, not the gentleman I'm speaking to, come out and do their review. Because it has to be according to plan. He knows that we're in an urgent situation, that we need to get the one-way section clarified. So he's pushing it up the ladder. I'm hoping to hear from him either tomorrow or Thursday. When we can do it, this gentleman is suggesting there's a way of power washing because the striping is so young. We can power wash the double yellow out. And then there's a method where they use a coal slag to fill it in and then use a clear paint. He's done it before on projects with a lot of success. So that's what this gentleman from the striping company is recommending. So currently I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for DOT to approve. And I currently have the striper, who is a subcontractor, working with Topline, our general contractor, to work out the numbers and the method, and then I can get back to Nancy.
Thanks.
And for the record, top line was phenomenal. There was multiple times a young son who was sick. So we were in and out of the doctor and they were very accommodating and wonderful, allowing us in and out. So no complaints.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thanks for coming on it.
And yes, it will be addressed.
Nancy, how are the costs going to be handled for it?
So,
How are the costs for the fix going to be handled?
I'm waiting for that number. I gave the gentleman from the striping company the number of linear feet. Because like you said, it's from 100 feet beyond the Mount Airy entrance that's two-way going around to south is where the striping's coming out. So it's about 1,150 feet, so I'm waiting for the price because he's a sub, he's not allowed to provide me with a number. So now I'm waiting for Top Line to coordinate with them, and Top Line will provide me with the number.
And so Shelley, is your firm gonna pick that up?
Excuse me?
Is the firm gonna pick that up? Have you stand and discuss that?
Yeah, that's what my understanding is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
me too.
Thank you, Shelley.
No, absolutely.
That's good.
So is,
Thank you.
Yes. That was still, yeah.
it's not power washing, right? It's water blasting.
Like
Yeah,
hydro-
to people who don't know the method, it's similar to power washing, but yes, the actual method is called water blasting. But there is some effect to the fine particles that are on the top of the paving surface. That's why he's recommending follow it up with what's called a coal slag, which will fill in those fine voids and then seal it with something similar to a concrete sealer, but he said it seals on pavement well and it'll keep the integrity of the road. So that's what this gentleman is saying that he has used before. He's actually used it in commercial parking lots where he's had to do similar work on striping. So it
Makes
is a
sense.
method that's been tested.
Anybody else have a question for Shelley?
I have a question for the resident.
Yes, sure.
So on 16 Dayton Crescent, you only go home coming off Mount Airy, right? You never go down your road the other way. Like you can't go down the one way. And
No.
that's how it's always been.
Yeah,
right?
that's how it's.
I think that's where I was confused, is that I thought people who lived there could go down.
Well, that was my thought initially, and maybe it's not through traffic, maybe they're just gonna let those residents kind of come through.
I was gonna say, now you have an open.
Yeah, really, I think the biggest concern is now street parking.
Yeah.
I think because it's a one-way, and another thing I will add, is just that the curves on Liberty are all horizontal. The Belgian blocks are all horizontal, and now the curves on Dayton Crescent are vertical. And so where a lot of residents have parked a little bit on their lawn in order to kind of stay up and allow traffic. We've eliminated that, so now there will be more cars in the road and it will be a tighter fit, so that's another thing that I've observed with landscaping trucks. And a lot of other things, that if you have people parked on both sides of the road, it is much tighter, so. I think the curve was to make the neighborhood uniform, and it's not necessarily uniform, to be completely honest. And I think there are some residents who are a little bit upset with that. I'm person, so everyone has their prerogative, but I do think that that's been an observance, is that, it has eliminated people to kind of stay off the road a little bit more. Yeah, it's kind of stop curve.
They wanted to drive on.
Yeah, a couple people have where they kind of just put themselves up to the side of it. And so now, because the curve is vertical, you can't really do that, so if you do a parking on both sides, it does make traffic a bit tight.
But it's one way.
It's one.
So we did have. Over a year ago, part of the flat curve. And, Shelley, I don't know if you can speak to this, but the decision, there was a conscious decision, because like on Bernard Avenue, that, you know, where people make their own little driveways in our right of way, we collectively decided to put up the horizontal curve, because we wanted to discourage people from doing that, and then they're flat. Oh, by Liberty, those are already flat. Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we did it to kind of continue what was already in place and then make it vertical in places where there was no curb before.
Yeah, it was vertical in places where there was no curb before, tying into the intersecting streets. You know, there was going to be a transition, but where there was no curb, the remainder of the curb being installed was going to be vertical with depressed curbs at the driveways and either depressed curb or full height curb as necessary where the walkways were installed. I think we were able to make all of the walkways full height curb going in. We didn't have to do a flush or a depressed curb for any walkways. We were able to transition walkways from the houses.
Okay.
So yes, all new curb was vertical curb.
So that's one of the issues with that neighborhood is it wasn't designed for multiple cars, for people to own multiple cars. Unfortunately, it's an older neighborhood where if people had one car, it was a lot, but you can
Yeah.
tell from the old pictures.
Yeah,
So it really presents a problem. You can't really make the road wider because the houses are close to the street and yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it possible to, well, they probably wouldn't like that either, to have parking only on one side? Not allow it on both sides? Would that work? Or would people would, but don't want it on my side?
With the yellow line there, it may have the street.
Oh, yeah, a couple of days, I think. You just get nervous with people coming from the other way.
Thinking if you go that way, yeah. But it's,
but
okay, thank you.
Thank you for pulling it together. Thank you for replying to a couple of those folks and for
yeah,
getting this in order. Kelly, appreciation.
we had an act.
And Kevin, thanks to Kevin.
Yeah. Anyone else that want to speak? I don't know if anybody else on Zoom, read the names.
Well, we're gonna go, but.
All right, then I'll close the public session. And we'll move on to ordinances. I will open the public hearing on ordinance 2026-2047. Appropriating $1,840,140 from capital improvement fund for various equipment and improvements as listed in the 2026 municipal budget. Would anyone in the public like to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Let's start with Rich.
I move to pass ordinance number 2026-2047 on final reading and adopt as published.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Romero?
Yes.
Mr. Drown?
Yes.
Mr. Trainer?
Yes.
Mrs. Mayor?
Yes,
Mr. Zazarino?
Yes.
I will open the public hearing on ordinance 2026-2048, a bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of new and additional firefighting equipment by the Borough of Bernardsville in the County of Somerset, New Jersey, appropriating $1.5 million, therefore and authorizing the issuance of $1,425,000 bonds or notes of the borough for financing such appropriation. Anyone like to be heard on this? This is that fire truck we've been working on for a long time. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Ross,
I move to pass ordinance 2026-2048 on final reading and adopt as published. Second.
roll call, please.
Mr. Zazarino?
Yes.
Mrs. Mayor?
I abstain because of
Oh, it's bonds.
employment.
Mr. Trainer?
Yes.
Mr. Drown?
Yes.
Mr. Romero?
Yes. And thanks for all the work on that. Both Nancy and the department, fire department.
The fire department.
Yeah, and Leslie too, because there was a consultation with the finance committee over a long time last year and this year.
Yeah, how it works into our debt service. I will open the public hearing on ordinance 2026-2049, an ordinance supplementing and amending chapter 2, article 19, entitled Background Checks Required of Certain Borough Officers and Employees and Outside Contractors by requiring background checks for all prospective borough employees. Anyone want to be heard on this? And this will be moving forward, so any new hires, it'll be part of the onboarding. Seeing you, I will close the public hearing. Christine, want to do that one?
To pass ordinance 2026-2049 on final reading and adopt as published.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Mr. Zazarino.
Yes.
All right, we now have introductions. Do you want to introduce it?
Yep. And move that ordinance 2026-2050, ordinance amending chapter 2, administration, section 2-8.7. Duties of the administrator of the Borough Code to delegate authority of the Borough Administrator to hire, appoint, and discipline employees below the department head level pursuant to NJSA 40A:9-136, be introduced by title, passed on first reading, published according to law, and that a public hearing be scheduled for a meeting beginning at 7 p.m. Monday, June 22nd, 2026.
Second.
Okay, and this is, and we talked about this last week, and it's mainly so that we don't have a particularly like with the taco, we're required by law to have a taco, and if we're in between meetings and we need somebody to either leave or come, it lets Nancy do that, followed up with the resolution at the next meeting. So,
You may want to say what taco is.
taco is technical assistant to the construction official.
Official.
Yes, yeah, it's not a sandwich, yeah. So, did I have a second? I did. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Charlie,
I move that ordinance, number 2026-2051, amending the 2026 salary ordinance 2025+130 to include full-time dispatchers, be introduced by title, passed on first reading, published according to law, and that a public hearing be scheduled for a meeting beginning at 7 p.m. Monday, June 22nd, 2026.
and I don't think we didn't discuss this.
We did not, because we just heard about it. So there was, I guess I could call it an urban myth that the dispatchers were in a union and had a contract, and they didn't, and we've been operating this way. And they don't have a contract. So because they don't have a contract, they fall under the regular administrative employees. And so when we went to the pay increases, the same ones that the other non-union employees, we realized that they were not in the salary ordinance because union people are not in salary because they're government contract. So we have to add them to the salary ordinance, then do a resolution at the next meeting to give them their raises. We're still get raised. That's what I'm looking at.
How did we always assume they were in a union? Was it under the police?
No, there was the IBEW back in, I think in the 80s, some of the administrative personnel formed a union, with IBEW, the electrical workers. And I think the dispatchers kind of helped on to that. And it's hard to tell if they ever really were part of it or not. There's no evidence they ever
They're
paid
playing dues or anything?
No, and somebody that we know is one of the dispatchers at the time, they tried to form a union, but he never paid dues to go to dispatcher. He knows very well. And he was there at the time. He said we never paid dues. So I don't think they were ever officially part of it, and if they were sort of very short time. And then it just kept going on.
So how did they get raises every year?
They negotiated their contract. I know when I came here, it was one of the first things that I did. I got an email that they had been trying to reach out to Tom, my predecessor, to renegotiate the contract, and I said, well, what are you looking for? And they said just pay raise, so we just did an addendum for pay raises, and then 3 years was up then. And okay, it's time to renegotiate, and I was like, now that I'm actually here, and I see your contract, kind of look at it, and what they gave me was the administrative person. And so I met with our labor attorney and we walked through the whole thing and it doesn't expire. And so they
Okay,
had nothing else. I'm like, do you have anything else? They didn't have anything. So they're not. It does create a couple other issues that I'm gonna talk to the labor attorney about, because they work holidays. I don't know what that does for them.
oh, yeah,
So there's a couple other things that unusual things that they're, but this is, they're paying for, so we have to do it the right way, because the auditor did not allow to give pay raises to somebody who's gotten salary
right,
or.
yeah. All right, good to know. Thank you.
Second, so we just.
Did we have a
Second.
second? Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
All right, we're back to Rich.
Okay. I move that ordinance 2026-2052, amending chapter 11 of the Borough Code entitled Property Maintenance by amending section 11.5 in its entirety to establish lead-based paint hazard inspections of rental properties. We introduce by title, passed on first reading, published according to law, and then a public hearing be scheduled for a meeting beginning at 7 p.m. Monday, June 22nd, 2026.
Second,
You're required to do this, so all in favor?
Aye.
Resolutions, we have 2 to add. We have 138 and 139. 138 is authorizing a contract with Frank Pinto of Pinto Consulting, which was the man we met with last week for Green Acres and property issues. And then 139 is amending the fee resolution for the lead inspections pursuant to Borough Code 11-5. So it is now, we set the fee for inspections at $200. And that's what the homeowner pays.
every year.
It's the landlord, because it's for rent, not built. So we have about 30 of those.
Okay.
Well, this ordinance says $20.
What ordinance?
The one we just introduced.
For lead?
Yeah,
Where?
Oh, that's an additional fee above and beyond. You can see, it says that the fee shall be set by the Borough Council by resolution, and then there's a statutory required $20 additional fee.
so 11.5
This is also-
C says $20. That's the state fee.
Right.
That's the state.
And then
correct.
near ours is 200.
The fee will be 220 total.
Right.
Yeah.
20 in the state.
Yeah. And then mainly 200 covers our expenses in doing it as the inspector.
Well, yeah.
Oh, they pay directly to the inspector, so
So that's the rate for the inspector.
It's. Well, I'm doing it. They pay the state,
and then they keep the rest.
and the way the law is, and this law is only. The way the law is written. We're at the 140 limit on letters, do not have to use this company. They can get their own, as long as they can produce a valid lead-free certificate. So they're not obligated to use this.
Okay, so we're
We have to.
we're just giving them, you call these people.
We're not complying with the statute.
Right, so what'll happen is this company will send them out a letter to all of landlords saying, you have to have inspection, you can use us, here's your terms, or you have to provide Passing legislation.
We've been doing it since the study progress, we have an ordinance now. This is just endorsing that ordinance and takes the fee out of the ordinance.
So who was doing the inspections before
So-
this?
Before, it was the housing inspector,
Right.
but the qualifications that are necessary
We didn't have.
are, yeah.
Yeah, we certified.
Right, okay. So that's what we're adding on 137. This is the people we're recommending.
Yeah,
Okay,
And that company. 180.
really?
And they're. So. You know, you can.
Mhm. All right, any other questions on any of the resolutions? I think all the rest we discussed last week. I did see Millennium at my conference and told them we really want this grant, so.
Yeah.
They said they know. So you must have made the point
Yeah.
that we're serious here. We want this one.
Sidewalks improvements here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just, a lot of improvements around the train station area and everything. I don't think there's anything else you wanna.
as we talked.
Okay. What do we have to, Russ, you wanna move the resolutions?
I will move resolutions
Sorry.
number 26-2020 through number 26-137.
8, 9. Wait a minute, what happened to 137?
It's 130
It's
now.
up to one.
It's up to one, we just added 130 and 130.
Because I'm sorry.
Six, where's 137?
They're here. So are we removing? We're not.
I think you mentioned a change. Look,
Oh, wow.
did you print that? You probably printed it early today. Oh,
Okay, 139.
I just wrote them down, it's not.
Okay, I was gonna say they're on.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, so you move.
I will move, numbers, 26-120 through number 26-139, that
Second,
they be adopted.
Second,
Christine,
okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Zazarino?
Yes.
Mrs. Nair?
yes,
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mrs. Ron?
Yes.
Mr. Renero?
yes.
All right. Report, mayor's update. We did the shade tree committee. We planted a tree at the several trees at the high school for Arbor's Day. So, Christine Rivera, who's the chair, kind of organized the whole thing and they used the green team, the high school kids, which was really nice that they helped out with that. We attended, Nancy and I attended the mayor's roundtable, which was our superintendent of schools, Brian, I can never say his name right, Brochel. I invited the mayors from the districts and administrators or council members that wanted to come to kind of give us an overview of the school, their budget, the referendum. And I think we're gonna try and do that quarterly, so we can stay in touch with everybody, which we thought was a great idea. And maybe have speakers come in or so. And I attended the intergenerational prom, which was at the high school, which is always a good event, because it's the which club is it? The Key Club. Key Club sponsors it and the kids are just great. We had a visit from the New Jersey and National Main Street to our Main Street people, and they spent the whole day here kind of looking at what we're doing downtown, what we can do differently, how we could do it better. So there was a lot of good feedback from them being here and to make sure that we still get our certification as a Main Street. I attended the Somerset County Food Bank fundraiser. They are starting a new feeding program in Bernardsville, so we're really excited since we lost the other one. They will be doing it once a month. I think it's the third Wednesday at the chapel on Bernards Ave from 5 to 8 p.m. So I think May 20th was the first one. They're gonna start out once a month and then hopefully go to twice a month. I attended the May Day celebration that we approved at the turf field. People were very mindful of not bringing food onto the turf. So no high heels, so yeah.
Really well attended.
It was very well attended, yep. I also attended the Hard Works event for Bob Walsh's 100th birthday. Thank you to Kevin for building the platforms for the band. He's an amazing carpenter, and the things he can build, just the float in the parade was phenomenal. And Assemblyman Andrew McCurdy also came. I attended the New Jersey Conference of Mayor's Conference from the 19th to the 21st down in Atlantic City. Got a lot of good information that actually I was sharing with these two guys over here. There is a local planning services of the DCA, which got my attention. I was sitting with them for a while. That says, do you have a stalled redevelopment project?
Yeah.
So they, for free, will help you give technical assistance to municipalities with professional planning staff at no cost to local governments. That's where your taxes go. So if it's all right with all of you, I would love to have them come talk to us. So if we can't move some of our stalled projects. There was also, we had a legislative update. There is a bill, I think it's 1488. I'm not sure if it's Assembly or Senate. That's proposing that the state reimburse 102% for the 100% disabled veterans, that, which would be really nice, because when a disabled veteran gets certified, then they don't pay their taxes anymore. And we've had quite a few lately, and it's the municipality that's being punished in a way. So there is legislation to try and have the state reimburse us for those taxes that we lose, which I thought that was a good one. There was quite a few that we aren't supporting, but one of the things that the Conference of Mayors does is we have legislative committees. We review all proposed legislation and either support it or make recommendations. So we try and have some influence as a group to affect what gets passed or not passed. So what else did I have from the conference? I think that was pretty much from the conference. What else? I also did my 36th wedding. And I don't know if it's if you ever go out Anderson Road at Christmas, on the left-hand side, that gorgeous tree that's all multicolored. It actually won an award one year when we were doing the lighting contest. It is the most gorgeous thing. It's on Eileen Paragano's property. And the guy that does it for her was who I married.
Nice.
And Eileen was there as the witness, and she is also, you know, makes a generous contribution every year to our police department. So they're real great people. I did attend a mayor's FIFA security webinar update. Frightening. What the amount of coordination and for security that is involved in these games being played here. It's unbelievable. So I think I'm kind of glad we're not having anything happen in Bernardsville, because it is, you know, just what it's, you know, they have every agency involved, every police department. I'm sure our police chief's been involved in training programs. And I know Bernards Township is doing a big street fair.
Right, downtown Basking Ridge.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be in contact in case there's any spillover.
Yeah.
Because they're expecting a lot of people to come in.
I was talking to Tim Richard about it at the parade, and he said he expects that they will be
Okay.
offering support over there. So it's a good thing. We originally were gonna have a street fair the day before, which we canceled. So, yeah. And then, of course, we had the parade on Monday, which despite the weather, it just stopped raining at 10:30 when we stepped out. And thank you all for being there. Nancy, thank you for that float, which was designed and built by Nancy and Kevin. We got a lot of great compliments on it. And we can bring it out every year, right?
Yeah, I told them we should make it a personal vote now.
Yeah.
If we can do it, continue to.
Great float.
No, yes,
Yeah.
can I take the credit?
Not too soon, yeah, don't think, but
Thank you,
yeah.
Paul Rye, for a second.
So, Obviously rightly focused on the veterans. It was wonderful. The speaker was wonderful.
Wasn't he?
The
Yeah,
Colonel,
it was great.
and a small part, but who knew Ross had a voice like that?
You missed
Thank
it, you
you.
missed it.
He got tagged in.
The girl, there's usually a couple, a boy and girl from the high school that sing the national anthem. She showed up, her partner couldn't make it. She was panicking because she didn't want to do it alone. She said to Ross, will you sing it with me? No rehearsal. Amazing,
It was.
amazing.
Thanks.
Perfect pitch, this kid has. Just, yeah. And we decided you're gonna sing the national anthem to start every meeting.
Every week at 5:30. That's what it is.
That's right.
You ever see that, like Susan Boyle in American Idol, like no one thought she could sing?
Yeah.
It's like Ross got up there and grabbed the microphone. It was like,
Yeah.
Great event, well attended, a lot of, I felt
Very
south of the intersection, there was a lot more people compared to last year, and last year was a pretty well attended.
Yeah.
Even with it.
Well done. Thank Tom and Recreation. They did a great job. Very organized, stayed together, it was. Yeah, it was perfect.
And I loved the announcing.
Yeah, and Phil Norton's voice, that's, and he even pronounced my name right. Whoever did it called me Canoes, so. Okay, administrator, I think you gave most of your report.
Yeah. So, yeah. Their staff, because, the flow, like you said, it was amazing, and Kevin had so much fun.
Thank you to the fire department for.
Fire-
That was the change.
that was nice.
Yeah,
to me, that was my. Former army here, and it was the best one, I think, somebody, so. That's really good, don't forget to return. Yeah.
I want to keep mine.
The other thing, I just watched on. Lengthy discussion about the proposed field house or proposed restroom, special state at Claremont. And about how that was gonna happen. I had made a mistake thinking that it was a septic tank, but it was accessible that is there. So that makes a huge difference. And so Kevin and Tom and I are meeting, probably next week with the Somerset Hill Baseball Club to discuss, where we go from here, because we cannot be successful. We actually would be lucky to get this easier. So,
I know,
It
yeah,
doesn't make a difference. It's just not in my.
it goes into the ground, it's not contained.
and they've been outlawed and
Yeah,
can't even put them in.
Okay.
before they knew that you're not supposed to,
Yeah,
the
okay.
environment gets into the water.
And one of the magazines that you brought back from the catalogs from the,
Oh,
yeah, I found an amazing pavilion.
Yeah, these were
Exactly-
like prefab
exactly what we
things.
want, prefab. So we have a meeting next week with the company here, Roger, Kevin.
Oh, great.
It was perfect. It had the roof is almost exactly the size. It was a good building. So, I don't know when to come. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
So
that's
thank you.
right. Yeah.
And then the last thing we have for YouTube, slides back there, one.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, this is great.
the slide, I can watch.
Oh, that's right, it was
It
there.
was, there was wood there because it had broken and then got a new one. And it had to be installed and.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's very popular Friday afternoon. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you. I need a motion to accept department monthly reports.
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
All right, I don't, oh, we do have, story walk at the library. What do we need to do with that?
So yes.
Just say yes.
We did it last year.
Yeah,
It's, you get 2 copies of the book and laminate it and spread it out and just walk along a path and get to read the book and. At the end, they have a like survey if you wanna say it. It just goes along, I think, the sign.
okay, that's good. It's
Mostly
good,
for the fun.
just for the signs, yeah.
Motion to approve?
2 weeks. It is.
Uh,
No. I think that's good. I think that's,
Okay.
yes, that's the case. That's something we can do now.
I think he was up for 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's a little more than 2 weeks, yeah.
So that we would have to approve.
Yeah.
You can approve it now, right?
They wanted to, but for some reason we were asked to do it. Instead. We can do in the year. Maybe.
So around the line, where's it did, like on Anderson Road and where?
I think it started out the disabled gate by the front door and walked around down the hill. And then you came in the patio gate to the other units.
It's all right. Yeah, we good with
Yep.
4 weeks of signs?
Yeah.
Motion to approve 4 weeks of signs for store walk at the library?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any unfinished business?
Any update on the Audi?
Oh, yes. June. 2nd, is it?
Yeah.
But, we finally got all the players together that have to have the, what are they calling it?
Nice.
Yeah, so. We can
Okay, great.
do that.
How about Claremont Playground?
We actually have a call, next week with, somebody from, well, there's 3 places we're looking at there, gave us, one vendor. There's another one. Supposedly they have those grants available for those, and then the third is a co-op that we belong to, that, coincidentally sent us an email about playground, and so we're gonna reach out and see what they have to offer, if we want it to be ADA accessible, we want to fit relatively to the same footprint of what's there, maybe a little bit more, and, so it comes down to cost. Like I said, this is something I think they're really expensive, and it's something that I feel like we should apply for a grant for. I'm not sure what the timing of the grant, so.
Can
we're
we,
gonna.
There, Jake's grant or something, especially for,
That was earlier in the year, yeah.
and I think it comes up every year. I don't know what the time is.
If you go. Right, to you. Live.
Yeah, there was, I actually, Tom was gonna reach out to Madison, because I had talked to
Yeah.
that mayor, and he said they got theirs like all paid for with grants. But again, grants, it's about timing, it's, some of them only come up once a year, so.
is it eligible for open space funds?
Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
So could we explore the option of using open space and be getting reimbursed through the grants?
You can't, well, most of the grants are, you have to have a place before you start the work.
What?
Have a grant. I mean, well, look, if there is one, then we could definitely put out the money and pay ourselves back with it, but I haven't seen them like that.
Nancy, as we explore designs, is that something we may get the rec committee's input on, just different kinds of designs, given us that that committee's theoretically charged with.
Yeah.
Yeah, usage and there's many different kinds of it. And advise.
So time frame, because I'm being asked about it.
It's not gonna be soon.
And then,
A couple $100,000, maybe 300,000-ish.
And it's not heavily paid.
And it didn't have anything to do with like lawsuit or anything.
No, I think. That my system is set up on, so every year, during the term. Sure, every year, every time. They do, safety inspection of playground. They like see if all the mulch is like, you know, fall and the equipment itself. And in this case, the equipment itself, it's just not. It doesn't meet today's safety standards.
And
So-
they change the standards pretty regularly.
They do, right, and so it doesn't need to be the standards, and so since we haven't doing it anyway. We should, I think, ADA compliant, and I think most grads. Anyway. So it's nothing, nobody to those, or nobody's gonna fix them, it's just not. Anything, but hard today, I mean, that playground you sent the pictures, it's over 20 years old, yeah.
And if someone gets hurt now that we know, now we're liable.
So.
I just wish we could have had like a preemptive warning 3
Well,
years ago. Never became-
this is the.
It just wasn't, I mean, I wouldn't. And the only two playgrounds we have are Kiwanis and that.
The school, in the school.
But
No, but I mean, it's available in the town.
I'm saying, do we have to be aware of any other ones? They just say, no.
Fair point, if you apply to
Kiwanis is
the
good.
grants
but
all
it's a-
together.
Yeah, Kiwanis, we've replaced 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, usually like every, maybe 4 or 5 years, they change the standards. Because of, there's an accident and then they look at it again, said, the playgrounds had cement underneath them.
No more woodlands. Really? Wait, we can bring back the woodlands?
We originally had a
I thought those were like the most frowned.
community built wood one at the school, which I chaired and got built.
It wasn't one.
It was cool, but now they're like, oh my God, you can't have wood.
No, you can have.
Really? This is mountain.
Do you think it's real wood or is it the fake stuff? Wow. Splinters.
Just between that and the, structure, if you're just keeping updated because of, I guess, log rocking, probably coming in. But anything to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's, we don't
Also,
have one on this, well, it's kind of this side of town, we have one on either side of town. Most, anything else unfinished?
Something I just wanted to mention here, and I unfortunately missed it. There was an email about a week back, just inquiring about when it comes to and I don't know if anybody would have an answer for this now. When it comes to the affordable properties, is there any difference in the inspections for those, or it's all standard? I think you're right. It's all exactly anything else. Just making sure. That's correct.
So. Well, but they're.
Yeah.
They.
More than 4 families?
Yeah.
is,
Is even though the state inspects. Inspected as well. There is, I really. Do want to revisit or visit our housing, inspection practice. They did have some, recommendations for changes. If we are gonna continue to inspect the ones that the state already inspects, I'd like to put in a moratorium for the first, say, 3 years they built, because they would need to be inspected in the first 3 years. This is something that I've talked about for a long time. We have more than 400 inspections a year. And so there are some that have never had a violation. And so if you've not had a violation for, say, 3 to 5 years, you can skip a year or two, put it on a scale. So that I'm sure it is probably disruptive to people that live there. There's a lot of work for the housing inspector who has worked a bunch of houses. And it seemed like overkill for the people that consistently pass, who do everything right. And so it's something to think about as,
As we add
those raise a good point, with the additional residents coming in, if you're gonna continue to inspect the ones that the state already inspects. Maybe we can do some kind of, amendment to the housing.
I think we're effectively proposing, Nancy, some kind of triaging, right? So we know there are basically some properties that we don't need to inspect after a year or two, and then continue to focus on the ones where there might be have been a violation in recent period. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
A lot of those folks are turning back.
I was just gonna say, incentivize those that.
In violation, right.
The ones that, it's a good way to incentivize who's passing all the time. So that they don't have to go be inspected.
Was that a lot?
And
The ones that fail all the time, maybe do them more often than a year. Yeah, well, they do, they have to keep going back. Yeah,
They're.
repeat offenders.
Is the report for housing like that we get, is that something the public would be able to access, or would they have to open? Can they open?
Isn't that?
It's probably confidential.
Yeah, so it's got people's addresses and names.
Well, and I had a request from a resident about a listing of the renters. You can disclose that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? Do we have any new business? Something we know of?
I had someone, made a comment, about, regarding, the parking at the library there, just with certain areas, maybe just due to, a lot of use of the library, obviously, with some of the lines being worn down a little bit, if there's, we are. Okay, it's already on the thing, just, it's on.
He's gonna do it?
Yeah,
You've got it.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
okay.
awesome.
Yeah, because they're really, and I don't know what, they seem like they're very narrow spots. I don't know if they're actually up to whatever they're supposed to be for parking spots.
You're just.
I think that.
Well, it's not that big, but sometimes.
Well, I think
When did you measure
it's like when they go to planning board, they squeeze in as many spots as they can, they make them.
If they provide number of spots.
Yeah.
One other thing I'd just bring up as a reminder that, because we did, vote a couple months ago to convert a couple of the, and I have it written down somewhere, we have out of
Oh,
our.
really?
It was the borough employees.
For
United,
Summit,
So I did,
3 for some
it was for Summit Medical.
and 4 for public.
It was taking away the borough employee
Some of-
spots.
yes.
Someone.
Yeah,
so, the summit, And but they said that they were not blinded by the suns and let them stand them.
So, yeah, at the same time, I think we'd assigned, it was three to, and I should have.
I don't think any were public. I thought it was-
No, I think we absolutely voted to convert some. Oh, I absolutely did.
No, I think it was just for.
Nobody
some-
remembers? No, I insisted. And it was like, because it was 15 spots, I believe, no, 17 spots, there's 17 borough employee spots listed, which my argument was that that's excessive just for the, use of the building.
Well, were they library employees?
No, the library employees are like 8 to 10 on their own, 12 even on your own, 13, something like that on their own.
Feel like some of them.
11, that sounds right. But I believe we had 17, so if you're looking at that wall, there's the 11 of yours, let's say that sounds about right. And then the other, I think it was 17 were for borough employees or for
And
these.
visitors, there's 3 or 4 that are visitors, all the way on the left. Cause I was parked there. 1, 2, 3 or 4 that are visitors.
They're all in relation to the
Yeah.
borough. Lot, which I thought the 17 was excessive, so I think because they had made a request for a certain amount, and we had approved that, and now I'm here, so that's fair enough. But my insistence at the time was the additional 4, so we were gonna leave 10, which I also think is excessive, probably.
Well,
I might be,
I don't.
but that
But in fact, we have 4. We have 4. Got the zoning. That's there, so that's 11.
Of these, they occupy this building, the same thing, sure, yes. But are we?
They.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
The band was there for a while too, wasn't it?
The,
Right? Isn't it?
the recommend now to the, I think about the, pole barn.
Yeah, yeah, it used to
I
be.
think,
What to do?
so I found it in the minutes from February 17th. I think Ross might be right on here. And so it says, council could request from Summit Health for additional parking spots. Council consent was to allow a temporary arrangement in which Summit Health would be given 3 additional parking spaces for their employees, and they would install and pay for signage, which doesn't happen. If needed in the future, the borough could revise that arrangement. There are 4 existing employee spaces in the lot that will be reassigned for public use. Approximately 10 will remain for public employees.
3, 4, and 10.
Ms. Mello and council agreed that a broader review of parking regulations, enforcement technology should be referred to public safety committee.
Oh, wait,
That's a
is that
plan.
Florida? I thought
No.
it was Malou.
What day is that? How?
Mello.
Oh, Malou, you said.
Yeah. I said Mello. I
You
didn't.
said
Okay, I'll check the minutes on that meeting then.
work meeting?
February 17th, 2026. Yeah.
So I guess that's what I'm mixing up right now between borough visitor and borough employee spots. This is excluding the library employee spots completely. There are 17 spots, I believe it was. 1, 2, 3. So right now it's 4 for visitors, and I guess the 13 were theoretically for employee, and I think we cut 3 out of the borough employee.
I'll just screenshot it and send it out.
But I mean, and again, I wanted to get the, council's feeling of that those spots are not always consistently occupied. And so we need to do something else to, maybe affirm or reintroduce the idea to convert a couple more of those spots with signage and everything, to get some more public spots out of there. That's something I would definitely.
They do.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're right. And you know what, if it's not something we'll push tonight, if we can get a little bit of input from those work there, at least, let's say, about who's actively or who's consistently there, to make sure we're not imposing or anything like that, but I just feel that they're not always all consistently occupied, which maybe that's changed.
Well, if Summit doesn't want them, maybe we should make them public.
We extend them.
We
Because we can.
to amend the ordinance, but I think, sorry, Richard. We're good.
Yeah, well, we're redoing the, parking ordinance at the train station. We wanted to do, because we're putting in,
Meters?
We want to get, not meter, but
Oh,
a
the-
company,
Yeah,
right, with an app. And, we wanted to do the same thing at the train station, we were gonna try and work on that,
at the library.
the longer, yeah. Amenable to that, we could do that. And kind of revamp the whole thing. I was also thinking, I mean, I know they're tight spaces. And I don't know if we're able to do this, I don't know if it violates any planning board or anything, but. And I don't know how easy it is for having to do, but. Maybe like in each row. Get rid of one spot and put them all on one.
Those 17 spaces are not covered in the ordinance. The 11 spaces on the north side of the driveway from Anderson Hill, so they're restricted to employees of the
I
library.
think those are yours.
And then the 10 parking spaces on the south side of the church are restricted to employees of the old library building.
That's correct.
And then there's one more from the new library building. There's the new library.
And then we always do the thing for, we give 10 spots to the high school or something.
Never.
They just take them.
They don't park there anymore, or they don't ask anyone. No,
Yeah, 6%.
There are 17 spots here, sorry.
And you're right, it's for the borough visitors.
Four are visitor and 13 are employee.
That's between the hours of 7 AM and 6 PM weekdays.
If we can,
So we're definitely in the ordinance.
So,
I'd like to do that.
safety meeting, Skim and I, and Jack, has been working on the parking for the train station, so. I was waiting, but it's been a while, but I was waiting for this.
This is just to put it in writing about what those spaces are actually for.
Well,
Yeah.
The train station, we're totally, I guess, overhauling the parking of the train station. And making it easier and for residents and for police, maybe enforcement. Because I know that's a big concern. And then, the same thing, trying to. Put some kind of structure to the level.
yeah, it has been kind of haphazard a little
Yeah.
bit, you know, as each thing comes up, we
And
alter it. Yeah, so probably a better overall plan for it would
Yeah.
be what we need.
So. Do it,
Okay.
Good.
And if we can just, no, just wanted to just make my official pitch, yeah, 17 spots now. I think we can cut it down to no more than 10 service, you know, in relation to the borough office. Between visitors and employees, or if there needs to be a cross, you know, space that's both visitor, employee and employee for that borough spot. And then we have 7 to, if Summit decides that they do, you know, need a couple of those, that was one thing, but they're not willing to, then I'd like to take all 7 for public use. Or no, you know, and when we're, when we get there, that's full those.
So
No, that's-
take
thank you.
that under advisement in while you're doing your rewrite.
yeah.
Okay. We have another open session, if anyone from the public would like to speak. Go, Fran.
May I just comment on the parking,
Absolutely.
that we,
Actually, stand on this end just because people, anybody watching.
we have a lot of spots that are reserved and not in use all the time between Summit and library staff and borough staff. I don't know if the parking study ever suggested or public safety would take it under advisement to forget the signage altogether and just making parking spots, and that you can have 4 hours of parking or you need a permit with your borough staff, but my staff is does that. Because we also have tons of juniors now parking in the community crisis all the way down to the dumpster. And they're there more than 4 hours, and if you're there on a Monday morning or a Wednesday morning, we fill the entire community room with parents and toddlers. So, and then they linger and go play in the play area, and then we have another group of parents and toddlers that come in, so parking is a disaster. For instance, some of us, I'm guilty myself, I have a very large vehicle, I have 6 grown people in my family. We need a large vehicle, so, if you would just talk to us when you're talking to public safety or before you, that one of the ideas was just to not have any spot reserved for anybody, so just the people who are there can use it, because once the spots fill up, people are parking in the library staff, people are parking in someone's mad at us, we're mad at strangers, like it just, it's not.
Do you think
That was one of the considerations, but we hear leases that we, Jack and I can talk about, leases are guaranteed in their spots, so. Should, you know.
But maybe, yeah, maybe just for the leases. Yeah,
No, it's not a bad idea at all.
yeah.
Just we'd love to weigh in when you didn't do that, because we
Well,
see it.
yeah. And it would be good to have a time limit on some of the spots too. But yeah, but it's hard to, yeah, it's. Yes, I know.
So the parents, are, you're just, like, you can see the new, please be patient, new drivers, and you're not meant to be accused, or it's pretty sure that it's. Thank you.
Can I just ask you a question? Not maybe not this time. I was gonna say that, would that wouldn't cause, if you don't think, for your malevolence, but you suggest this all in light of us being able to enforce the 4-hour.
Yeah, like you can enforce the 4-hour thing, because my employees can't park in the staff parking because they're full of the parents parking. But it's already not working, so I don't know that more siloing would matter, because summit spots are reserved when summit's closed in my library, has a big summer reading party. The library is reserved, there's people there early in the morning for their doctor's appointments, and they have their large vehicles, and we also have a problem with people parking along the curb where the book drop used to be, because that's where like a lot of the landscaping services and contractors come and use the bathroom during the day. So it's like, there's a lot going on there. I don't know where you could get more parking, but it's pretty hairy sometimes.
Well, I wonder if, Columbia Bank would let us buy library employees or something like that.
Their lot is always empty.
Yeah, that's a
Big
huge
is a
lot.
big empty lot, so maybe we could say.
Well, Columbia Bank is first out, is being sold.
Yeah, but. Term for the summer. And get little name tags for the library people.
We already have them,
Oh, yeah, so.
so
And then if they park in Columbia or even across the street where the dentist and Master Batista, the chiropractors, 10 Anderson.
Yeah, I know they're a little fussy about their parking.
I mean, there's spots, they're not right outside of your door,
Yeah.
but
And he takes those.
yeah, and that's another.
That's
part
the
of
other
it.
issue. Yeah,
That, the spots that you're talking about.
and V takes them.
At night, the restaurants and even.
Yeah.
But maybe, you know, I could see if, like Summit, if it was certain hours. You know, if you have to have the sign, but it says between the hours of Monday, because they're not open on Sunday, they're not open at night usually, I don't think. So if their hours, you know, except these hours, like kind of like it's got on, you know, you see on parking meters up till 6 o'clock or after 7. So that people know they can park there at certain times of day.
and thank you for sharing.
So, yeah, but those are just, I know you guys gotta sit down and tear this ordinance apart, so.
I mean, do we lose a few spots to make this one wider? Because then we're losing a few spots.
Right.
So.
And I don't know if they're really that tight or it's just people can't see the line, so they
I
park.
think that's really all. It's-
Well,
They, you know,
Thanks for this.
and they leave a spot that's too narrow.
I think they're. I mean, that people.
The library spots on
Yeah.
there, but. I'm saying spots.
Mm. You know, it's, and then you have, you know, all the stores that wrap around Olcott, people park back there as well as for the stores
Yeah,
along the walkway. Yeah.
There's gonna be new shops. So,
Well, they'll
It's gonna be more
they'll
than that.
have parking over there.
Yeah.
But, and then if we ever get the Church Street, that will add more parking, but.
No, and.
Thought it was more than that.
Saturday.
Yeah, I thought it was 18.
It's an in-demand that we'd like to make more efficient.
Yeah, it is a good.
And it is a good problem
You
to
know?
have, right?
Parking problems when no one's looking for a spot, right?
Right.
That's what
That's
it
what
is,
it
a
is.
parking
Absolutely.
problem.
Yeah.
They're not coming here, but yeah, thank you.
Thank
Yeah, we should get their input as well. Knowing, because you know what the typical times are, when there's the most people, and when your story hours are. So,
So while.
what lot next to the? Oh, that should be metered.
Yeah.
Not metered, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Because the last.
Enforced.
Yeah, didn't I? Train station, because there was no consensus about the other thing. So we were okay, on three, we'll.
Yes.
Just as much inquiry as possible.
Yeah,
And this is in regards to an enforcement system?
It's primarily for, enforcement, but it's also for, organization. So we always talk about how we better sign it, well, you should, kind of, it's a little haphazard, like you're saying.
yeah.
You guys go point people to directions of where parking.
Yeah. One thing to note on the, NV using the public spaces or like parking lots around them, which is fine, that's the right to do that. What I've noticed though is that the post office lot will fill up. And NV will still have several spaces coned off in their own parking lot. That they're reserving for like fancy cars or something, I guess. So it's like, look, you gotta use your own parking first before you spill over and take public parking, so. Someone can say something to them or. That just drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's a separate company that does the valet.
And they're constantly apparently parking in the ride and select, which is private. And they just ignore, Ride and Flex has told them multiple times, you can't park here, they just ignore them.
But they're not there at night.
And that's a private issue.
But
Doesn't
right,
matter, private parking lot.
yeah,
But they'll park there when Ride and Flex is still
no,
open. And it's it's unfortunate, I don't think town can get involved in that point.
and it would be nice
But not-
if the businesses could work together on sharing parking,
100%.
I like the dentist has that huge lot in the back, because that used to be a car dealership. And it sits empty at night and it. You got a free dinner once a month, maybe let them use it instead of,
Yeah.
I don't know, they need to talk to each other. I think that would be helpful.
This discussion shows there is parking stress downtown, so the more we can open up.
Yeah,
And looking for.
I think it's all about convenience, and I think we can make a lot of changes in.
I think there's parking stress in that, that study showed even one parking, right,
That's
that.
that's,
never, ever have an issue getting parking spaces.
I can always
The
find.
day that happens, we'll be banging on this table that we need to do something with parking, it's yet to happen.
Yeah,
All about convenience.
I've never not gotten a spot either, but I have to walk a block.
Right, yeah, you walk 100 yards or something.
Yeah.
But I think people knowing where it is, that'll be helpful. A lot of towns do that, and it is
Yeah.
helpful to just sort of know where people can.
Christine got us the little spot. Didn't you get this little blue signs that say parking? But. Way back when, but we do need more than that, especially now that we have more interest in downtown, there's more going on.
Once we have. They show you on the app.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tim also wanted to know if you had street meter.
street metering. Ooh.
I don't wanna do any metering.
Just, yeah. That's enforcement.
Yeah.
I mean,
It could be
Because
20%.
one of the complaints that we get the most on 202 by the storage is that employees park there and they park all day, and that is where want to jump out and run to the burner cafe and get lunch or whatever. And the spots are available. So
If we can-
we're gonna do it.
I think we do it. I mean. It is, I mean, it's clearly labeled, it's for residents to be able to park there. You can always roll it back. In other words, if,
We introduce it.
right, we're keeping it really small,
Are we-
25 cents to your point.
Yeah,
Keep in mind, so Nancy's got a great point in my current parking stress. I think that's what I'm thinking of. There are people right outside stores, not just cafes, but stores where you can do like little pop-in shops, pop in, buy some 50 minutes. To be clear, what are we proposing here? Are we proposing putting a fee in for some short period of time that every time you park, you gotta pay 25 cents? What are we, what's on the table?
Well, first of all, we should probably bring it to a committee. to
That's right.
talk about Flushing
I
out
feel like
here.
there's a lot
Well,
of,
that. It's that.
Yeah,
Thing. You know, we're not making a ton of money. It'd be nice to, pay for the service that, that we have to pay for the meet, for the
like,
enforcement, but.
a lot of places are like 30 minutes free.
Yeah, it's,
The-
yeah, but. Even.
Sitting there for 9 hours.
So.
Can we enforce without them charging, I guess is the question, do we have a system that we can, I wish we can achieve that.
you could do it on your own, but then you're not getting the service.
I don't need to, get the necessary, I mean.
Well, you're not getting the borough.
No, I agree.
Makes it very easy to keep often and do. And,
Regardless of.
that's what I think we're looking for. In order to do that, people have to pay some for it. We're not looking to make, a lot of money on it, to make sure that it's fair parking situation for towns, so that people can.
my concern is mainly if one of the bigger stress areas is getting folks in foot traffic into these stores that we don't introduce another hindrance to folks going there, which 25 cents doesn't sound like a lot, but it's annoying to pull out your phone or whatever, right? So if there's a way we could do, and then maybe this is where Al was going, something where you have 30 minutes, an hour free, and then we ticket you if there's an automated way to do that through an app or something like that. I'd be more open to at least first looking at
Yeah,
that.
come back
before
with
we
the-
first hit it.
You could have a few spots that are 30 and the rest are metered.
Sure.
You could do,
Absolutely open to having different spots.
or 3.
Station. There's some free, right? There's some that are, the ones up front. And, I mean, I'm really jumping down, this was like.
Yeah.
Safety.
You should bring it to public safety, to
Right,
sort of flesh out ideas.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere you go. Everywhere you go, you gotta pull out your phone. Put the number in there,
So.
pay something.
Uh,
And there is also.
For that,
There,
it makes sense. We should make it neutral. I think where Ross is going is we want to retain that small feel while opening up spaces for our in-demand stores. So
Yeah.
public safety can make it.
You make sure you're getting the turnover.
Fair enough, and absolutely, again, open to the, we definitely need to, have some half-hour spots or limits, like this or that, in some key convenience locations, whatever we decide about charging and or the.
I think we can make up some of the fees from the train station.
No,
Yeah, all right, keep working on it. Thank you. I mean, it's not easy to do. There's so much to consider and no matter what you do, people are gonna be annoyed. Somebody will not be happy. Yeah. All right. Don't have an executive session.
Oh, we don't.
Oh, wow.
We do not.
We do one thing, you said?
Not if we haven't
We haven't.
advertised it.
It's $3.40 about the Junkie Hollow.
Really? When did they do that?
Advertising here.
I'm just looking.
Yeah. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.